Today I'm telling you the story of Mufaro's beautiful daughters, and this tale comes from Zimbabwe. Mufaro is a proud father of two beautiful on the outside daughters. Manyara is lovely in her hair and her skin, but her personality is one of ill-tempered and rude and haughty. She tells everybody that one day she is destined to be queen, and everybody around her is destined to be her servants. Nyasha is the younger sister, and she is kind and gentle and humble. One day, Nyasha is in the garden and she comes across a little garden snake, and she nicknames this snake Nyoka. And Nyoka and she become fast friends, and he travels everywhere she goes. One day, a messenger comes from the kingdom and announces that the king is looking for a wife and requests that all of the beautiful daughters in the land come to the king to present themselves so he may find a worthy queen to marry. So Manyara, in the night, goes along the path so she can be the first in the kingdom. As she's traveling down the path, she comes across a young boy who asks her for food, but she dismisses him out of hand, saying, "I will one day be your queen. Do not bother me." And so she moves him out of her path. And then she comes across an old lady who is sitting on a stone, and the old lady says, "I will give you some advice. When you come across the grove of trees that seem like they're laughing, do not laugh at them." And Manyara haughtily tells the old lady that she will someday be queen, and no one gets to tell her what to do. And so as she comes across this grove of branches, and they're shaking as if they are laughing at her, Manyara is startled, and in her defense, she begins to laugh right back at them. "Ha ha 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 ha! Who do you think you are, laughing at your future queen?" And she continues down her path towards the kingdom. Now in the morning, all of the village is looking for Manyara because she is supposed to be journeying with them to the kingdom until they find her footsteps in the path, and realize that she has already made her way to the kingdom. Nyasha and her father, along with the rest of the wedding party and the village, goes towards the kingdom. And as they are walking, Nyasha finds the same young boy in the road, and he asks her for food, and she offers up the sweet yam that she had brought for her own meal. She then comes across the old lady who directs her along the path towards the kingdom, and she thanks the old woman by giving her a packet of sunflower seeds. And when she comes across the grove of trees that laughed at her older sister, instead of laughing at her, they bow down to Nyasha. When they come across the hill that shows the beautiful kingdom, Nyasha is transfixed by the beauty. She has never left her village before. She loves her father and has never imagined living anywhere else besides where her family resides. And she is just awestruck by the beauty of the kingdom where they are headed. Now, as they enter the gates of the kingdom, a piercing cry rings out, and Manyara runs out, and she is screaming and crying, and she's saying, oh sister, do not go in there. Do not go visit the king. In his throne is a giant snake with 5 heads, and he would have eaten me had I not run away." And Nyasha comforts her sister, but decides she must check out this king herself. And so as she walks to the kingdom and the throne, she comes across the garden snake sitting upon the throne, a small little garden snake, her garden snake in fact, Nyoka. And she says, "Well, friend, what are you doing here? You do not look like a monster that my sister described." And the garden snake transforms himself into the king, and he says, I have been with you all along. I have been the snake in your garden, the young boy on your path, the old lady sitting on the stone. And every step of the way, you have shown me kindness. Please, please, will you be my wife? It will be my honor to be your king. And so Nyasha has never thought of herself as queen, but she accepts the proposal of marriage. And the father, Mufaro, is extremely proud of both of his beautiful daughters, the one who is queen and the other who is the servant to the queen. So that is the story of Mufaro's beautiful daughters, and it is part of the tales that we are telling as one of the variants of the talking eggs, which you can listen to on our fairy tale flip episode for the April 2026 episode. So make sure you tune in to that episode. I'm Vanessa Y. Rogers. Until next time, keep the folktales alive. Or fairy tales, whichever you would like.